So, namaste. Welcome to Satsang. Satsang is where we all gather together like this to realize there's only one of us, and that one being is expressing itself as infinite number of forms, and yet remains the same in its essence completely. And Satsang is not really just for mental understanding, although that will happen too. It is for experiential realization. What does that actually mean? It means being able to live more and more often, and then eventually continuously and effortlessly as that one being. What does that mean? It means that there's nothing to worry about, nobody else to worry about. You are infinitely alone as all of creation. And that's not a lonely thing. My mind always told me that I would be terribly lonely as realization deepened. And then I realized I was terribly lonely as a separate being. So, there's nothing to lose there, I thought. And on I went and found the deepest, fullest, richest feeling, non-feeling state, condition, whatever you want to call that. The experiential realization of being alone is effortless peace, being the only being here, appearing everywhere, nothing to be scared of, and nobody to be scared of, nobody else, nothing other than me. Wherever I go, I'm just experiencing myself over and over again in all the new and delightful ways. Whatever goes on in here, out there, it's all me appearing in disguise. Some of those disguises, the mind may say, are pleasant, some are unpleasant, but they become predominantly pleasant, and then beautiful, and then extraordinary. And still, I remain as I am, completely unmoved and untouched. So one of the best ways to come to realize who we are and to have that experiential shift, which is not going to happen, by the way, in some big moment. It's very much more likely to be happening incrementally, perhaps so incrementally that we're not aware of it. You might only realize it's happening by looking back in hindsight. The last time anger flashed up and someone said this same thing to you, how did you react and respond inside? Did you push away the anger? This time maybe you could be with it more. Maybe this time there wasn't any anger, or significantly less. That's how you know. That's the experiential realization deepening. Eventually to a kind of immunity that no matter what happens to the body and the mind, you are, as you always were, effortlessly still, peaceful, joyful. Even eventually as the body goes, peaceful. So meditation then is one of the best ways. We're going to do some meditation today, but I want you to approach this as if you're not going to actually have to do this. Don't anybody freak out. As if you were going to dance with me. I want you to dance with me today. And I'm going to explain what I mean, and we'll do it experientially. I'd love for you to dance with me. Can we see meditation as more of a dance between the real and the unreal? The noumenon, which just means that which is not a phenomena, and the phenomena, the objects, between the self and the ego, between the unmanifested and the manifested, as if it's this almost like breathing in to recognize what's really us, breathing out the world of form and phenomena, breathing in, clearer seeing, breathing out, clearer being, in, out. And we'll notice this in our meditation as well. We'll notice that our attention is doing a dance and we're watching it. Our attention is dancing from phenomena, so thought and emotion and experience, and then moving back to its source, which is you. You're watching attention. Right now, you know whether your attention is focused on me and what I'm saying, or whether you're distracted. You know that. Is attention looking at something else, or is it really listening to what I'm saying? You know that. You're before attention. So you're going to watch this dance happen, and we're going to call it dancing. And I want you to dance with me, because when we say the word meditation, we perhaps have a lot of ideas about what that is, that it's difficult. So let's just practice quickly. I'll show you what I mean by dancing. And then we'll go into a guided meditation, and everyone can join in if you want to. I'd really encourage you to have some fun with this. You don't need any dancing shoes, luckily. Nobody wants to see me dance, honestly. It's not pretty. So we'll see Claire laughing at me. We'll pretend that we have our dancing shoes on. So right now, just as you are, just picking an object in the room that you're sitting in and putting your attention on that. Could be anything at all. My cat is fast asleep just over here. Put my attention on my cat. And then as I look at whatever object it is, my attention's on that object. So it could be a table, it could be an animal, it could be another person. Can you notice that you're seeing it? You're watching attention look at the cat or whatever object it is. So there's this dance where attention goes to the object, and then you recognize that you're recognizing, I am the seer. Awareness is here, and it's watching the cat. It's watching the attention move to focus on that. So you're noticing that you're noticing. That is meditation. Notice I didn't say keep your attention on the seer, because you literally cannot do it. Let's do it again. Let's dance again. Pick another object in the room. Let attention go to it. Notice its shape, its color, its texture. If you can touch it, its texture, otherwise just its shape and its color. You might notice some thoughts coming up around it, memories. And then notice that you're noticing it. You know what attention is doing. And as you recognize that, attention somehow comes back to look at its source. It breathes in. So could meditation be this dance? It goes out to some phenomenon, or it goes out to some internal phenomenon like a thought, contraction in the body, an emotion, some energy moving. It goes out to a sound that's going on around you. There's this outward movement, and then there's this inward movement as you recognize that you're recognizing. And could you recognize that you're recognizing, that you're watching, that you're aware, without the phenomena, without anything to look at? How would I know I'm looking? The looking has been so unbroken and continuous, I don't even notice that I'm noticing until there's something to look at. And what if everything then was just another phenomenon that you were dancing with as the awareness? Just watching this dance of attention, in and out, in and out. And that gives a whole different feel to meditation then. You're just watching this dance. Coming to see, as the dance goes on, I'm always here, watching. Currently, I'm watching through this body too. I can see what my eyes are seeing. I can hear what my ears are hearing. But I'm always here, always aware. So when we do this meditation in a moment, let's not berate ourselves when attention goes to some phenomenon. That's just the outward breath, isn't it? That's the dance. And who knows how long it stays out for. But then when you notice it's out, somehow it comes back in all by itself. There's a noticing of the noticing, aware of awareness, whatever you want to call it, listening to silence. You are still. Attention is moving. You're the stillness that's watching this movement. This is what's been going on for eternity. This breathing in and breathing out of the attention, this movement, is only possible with a human body. Otherwise, you're just here, seeing. And all you can do is see. All you can do is be aware. But with the contrast of the moving and the changing, you can recognize yourself. See that you're before even attention. Right now, you know where your attention is. If I asked you, where is your attention? Are you listening to me? You'd say yes. Oh, no, I got distracted. You know immediately where attention is. You don't even have to think about it. It's effortless to know, isn't it? So let's dive into meditation or dancing. Let's have some fun with it. Let's try to be really light with it. Let's not just get rid of any goals or any ideas about what a perfect meditation is. That this dance will unfold spontaneously. And you can leave your eyes open or closed, whatever you want to do. Let's just spend 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes maybe, just sitting, being the awareness, noticing there is awareness here right now. Awareness is listening through your ears. Awareness knows what your ears are hearing and your eyes are seeing. You've just always called it I or me, and it's okay. And just allowing attention to rest on awareness. There is awareness here. Don't try to define awareness or anything like that. Just to notice it is enough. Awareness is present. And at some point, the dance continues. Some phenomenon, maybe a thought, will grab attention. And you, the awareness, can say, where is my attention right now? We're not forcing anything. We're just noticing that awareness is constantly knowing the attention. Something sees. It sees attention go to thoughts and the body begin to contract and suffer. It sees attention go back to the awareness, to look at awareness. The body begins to relax and feel lighter. This dancing is eternally going on. So just watching this dance, in any moment, attention is either on something or nothingness of awareness. And yet awareness remains the same. So if you notice that you're looking at a thought, attention's gone to a thought or a feeling or restlessness, resistance, sadness, peace, a sound outside, just noticing awareness is here to recognize that. Every now and again, just checking in where your attention is. Bringing it back, noticing awareness. Just watching the attention dance inwards and outwards. Attention is just dancing with the phenomena and then with the awareness. There's nothing to achieve here. Where is my attention, says the awareness. And if attention has gone to some thought, mind says, I'm not getting this. I'm not doing it right. I'm getting somewhere. Just the soft intention. Come back, bringing attention back to awareness that knows. Allowing all the phenomena to help point us back to awareness. There's no conflict here. Only beautiful contrast. The moving and the changing, and the coming and going. Helping us to see the unchanging, permanent, still background of awareness. You are the awareness that knows even attention. You give birth to attention and phenomena. You are watching this dance. and you're not caught in it. Where is my attention? Is it on something or on its source awareness? When you hear a sound or these words, awareness is present to listen. Perhaps every single phenomenon has been created to help you recognize yourself. This cosmic dance eternally unfolding for you. You remain as you are. Attention moves in front of you. Maybe you so loved the dance, you created a dancer for the fun, for the joy. And always, the only thing that is changing is where attention is. You're still here. Unchanged, unchangeable. Just simply noticing that you're noticing. Aware of awareness. There's no end to this dance. Dancing is just going on in your dancing as cosmos. So in a few moments, we'll bring this formal dance to a close and let the dancing carry on by itself. Just leaving this meditation with the insight that you're watching, with the understanding that you're seeing, even attention. Thank you. So I hope that gave you a different experience of meditation, perhaps a lightness around it that might not have been there before, a sense that there's no need to try to get rid of any phenomena at all, not even the thoughts, especially the thoughts, because they're only there to point you back to yourself. You can see it. Because it's there to see, you can recognize yourself. So I'm going to read these 2 questions that I have here. And if anyone would like to ask a question, feel free to raise your hand here or to share something. It does not seem to want to load. Okay. Maybe I'm not supposed to do that. Let's see. Okay. Hi, Helen. Thank you for being the light that is providing me and many other people the guidance and support that we need. I'd like to explain my situation a little bit before I can ask you the question. I've been in a living situation with someone for 2 to 3 years, and the process is very steady and organic. We were friends in the beginning, and then I grew feelings for this person and told him the same, but he did not feel the same. At the same time, he told me that he would have an open mind about it and see where it goes. Recently, he went on a solo trip to meet his childhood friend. After returning from the trip, in just 3 weeks, he told me that he is committed to her and that he did not even think about me when he made this decision. I was shattered to hear this because he said that he had started to like me just before leaving for the trip. This situation of a man choosing someone else over me has happened before too. I'm starting to think this is a belief that I'm isolated from everyone and that I am unworthy of receiving love. Could you please help me with a question and also make me understand if my mind is creating a pattern to prove to me that I'm isolated? Thank you very much and lots of love. So the question for me that really helped me in circumstances where there was some kind of rejection for me from all kinds of, from family, from romantic relationships, all sorts. Eventually life showed me, or I should say life was always showing me, eventually I was willing to see that what this was trying to show me was that I was still looking for love, approval, acceptance, recognition, safety, all of those things from other people in the world. And part of awakening is realizing that there are no other beings to give you that anyway. At best, we can temporarily align in a relationship and somehow seem to satisfy each other's needs for a while, but it never lasts in that way, does it? So The question for me that really helped, is it really true I need to receive love from others? Because that was what was trying to happen over and over. And at the same time, I was seeing deeper and deeper, there are no other beings. No wonder I keep failing to receive it in a steady, persistent and consistent way when there is nobody else. Even those other seeming body-mind vehicles that are out there, not separate to me, but they're also believing they're a separate being. They're desperately trying to get that love too. So how could they give me what they don't feel they have inherently? So this question for me was really, really powerful. Or why can't I allow love from the inside out? You come to a relationship full of love already from your own self, source awareness, and you don't need anything from anyone, then you're not shattered when they leave, because you enjoy the time together and the bond that you have can be deeply intimate. But then if they have to go, you still feel your same equanimity. We can't get what we think we need from the assumption that it's not here already, because that very assumption makes us have to experience it being absent. And here's what's happening over and over again for you. And not to mention, this person doesn't seem like a very, like he doesn't have your best interests at heart, I'll just say. Perhaps the fact that he's found someone else is a good thing for you. I don't want to say any more on that, but you can intuit. Second question. Hi, Helen. Somehow this system is always going back to survival mode when I come in contact with people, as if some door is open inside and people can penetrate me in a way that just feels so terrible. I can see that I could easily prevent it by just saying no to some things right away. But somehow I tend to just let it happen, which then leads to a lot of anger and at some point afterwards. From there on, I very much feel like a separate me again, and it's really difficult to put my attention elsewhere. Although I still know sometimes that it's just some cloud, I get lost in what am I missing here? To just be the space for things does not feel right for me. It seems not to be the answer. Will just resting as awareness free up the no that would naturally be there in some situations? Or is there anything else needed at that point to not get pulled back into this little victim me again and again? I hope my words are not too confusing, and thank you for answering. So as a separate being, when I thought I was a separate being, I had absolutely no capacity to say no, ever. And I remember that burning rage inside as I was listening to myself say yes, when I know I should have been saying no, and taking on something or someone that I could tell my whole body was screaming at me, this is not the right thing to do. And I was hearing myself say yes, like, where is this no? And as I began to recognize what was real about me, at first it didn't seem to change, right where you're at now, perhaps. But to be this space, we have to recognize what it really means to be the space, not what we think it is or the awareness. So we just sat with an as awareness that was equally perceiving all of the phenomena. Awareness can't say, I like that phenomena, but not this one. It doesn't have, only a human brain would say that, and that's okay. But awareness is love. It loves everything equally, puts equal awareness on itself, even as it does phenomena. It doesn't even see that it is better than phenomena. So recognizing that there must be the same love coming to you as there is to everyone else. You must begin to value your own self as much as anyone else. This yes, when it should be a no, is an attempt to get something from someone. If I help you, you like me more, you respect me more, I'll be safer, I'll be more loved, appreciated, needed. For me, I had a whole laundry list of things I would get from saying yes, or I thought I would get from saying yes. I'd be the one that's always reliable, always there. But I actually just ended up being a doormat for people to step on. And I'm sure you've had that experience many times too. So look at what you think you need from others, like this last question. What is it that I think I'm going to get when the yes comes out? Respect, love, safety, friendship, commitment. If you write, spend some time thinking and write a list of those things, and then ask, why can't I let them come from the inside out? Because the space, the awareness is the potentiality for all those things. And we need to allow it to emerge in actuality. Can you respect your own self? Can you see that just asking, do I need to get those things? Even the assumption I need to get them from other beings. He's saying it's not here right now. Can you see it? You're infinitely powerful. You're not really a separate someone. So if you assume it's not here, it will seem to be really, really absent. So asking then, checking out what it is you think you need, and then allowing it to come from I'm ready now to allow that to come from the inside, from my own heart to me first. How can I give anything to anyone else if I'm empty here, if I'm running on fumes? And then I won't need anything from anybody. That sounds like a really cold place to the mind, but it's ultimate freedom. Because not only do you have enough for you, you've got enough for the whole of creation then. It's just infinite supply. And your supply is never diminished. And from that place, the no happens automatically. It comes automatically. And sometimes the no is the kindest thing for the other person too, who's aware on some deep level that they're kind of taking advantage of you and feels guilty, deep level sometimes. Somewhere deep down inside their consciousness, they feel guilty for taking advantage of you. So you're doing them a favor too. So hope that helps. Vidhya, when you're ready. You're still muted there.
Hi, Helen. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
We'll talk about emotional triggers, especially anger. For too long, but when I get angry with some trigger point, I'm completely unaware of what the trigger point is. Also, it's just an outburst, and I completely lose myself. And then after a while, I regret. I'm like, oh, I should have. It feels like a failed attempt. So any pointers on that? With today's meditation of the dancing with attention, will that help me be more aware of emotional triggers?
Yeah, can you see that you're trying to get rid of this anger? And would the awareness do that? Would it even call it anger?
Yeah, it's because the story is in my mind.
So there's a big story around anger for all of us, that it's a very dangerous emotion, very volatile, dangerous. And we've experienced that. We've experienced just blowing up. But because this belief is there, so just awareness would just do its best to allow this emotion to arise inside without pushing it away, which you can do already, just letting it come. And then you can inquire gently into the story behind it. What does anger say? If it was a someone, how would it feel about life? What's the story that's underneath the anger? Because when we get to the story, we can ask if that's true. And then, because the story's being believed, it's producing a lot of anger. And for me, whenever there was a lot of anger, it was when something seemed to be unfair or unjust, or I felt blocked from getting what I needed or something like that. So I suggest having a look, making friends with the anger and asking it. You don't have to like it, but you can invite it in and say, what do you want to tell me? And my anger told me I can't get what I want. I can't get it. That belief was so prevalent as a separate being. You can see it literally playing out in your experiences.
I think at the top of my impulsively, I'm getting the answer that lack of love. So every time I ask a question to myself, show me what love is, to awareness, I'm unable to feel it. I can feel, I see the stillness, I see the silence, I see the peace. But love is something that I'm still not understanding.
Me too. Still don't understand it. It just begins to emerge. Even this question, is the love emerging because I want to be kinder to myself. I want to be kinder to this anger. Love would say that, wouldn't it? Ego would say it's wrong, it's bad, it should go away. I don't want it. No, just go away. Whereas this question that you're asking now is coming from love, from the self, from the awareness. What is this anger about actually? What can I do about it rather than just pushing it away? So love is emerging, but do we recognize that? Are our responses different to things? When was the last time, did you notice one time your inner speech becoming slightly less critical? Even just a tiny bit. You didn't blame yourself about something for, it was minutes instead of hours or something like that. That's love beginning to emerge. Tiny bit at first because we won't allow it, but were you kinder to someone else? Did you give yourself 5 minutes just to sit and chill out rather than having to do something? This is all love emerging, isn't it? And with that, the anger goes because you're not desperately trying to get it from others. And then having the experience of it being denied and denied and denied because I'm starting from the premise that I don't have it. I have to keep experiencing not having it. That's how powerful you are. If you can see it's here and it's just a question of allowing it now, to recognizing where it's already moving into my life, then you kind of let other beings off the hook, you know, and there's this relief inside. Like nobody can give me what I already have inside. Nobody can give you that, can they? But we've been taught somehow that that's the way to get it, of course. And that mechanism has to fail here now. If I need something from somebody else, and I'm starting to see that there isn't anybody else, of course, this has to fail, this mechanism. It never really worked anyway, did it? Getting love and approval from others consistently. You know, you have an argument and they take away their approval of you. It's a very flimsy thing.
Because I think I listened to your meditation on loving, ocean of love. I think it was the ocean of love, where you talk about, you say, I can feel the love, like I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack now. So much of love that I have. So I want to feel that. And I don't know if there is a block from my mind. So, I don't see it. I'm sure there's awareness is trying to show me all forms of love, but I'm just blocking myself.
So looking for it in a very ordinary way, right? A really ordinary way. I had to train myself to notice. So we're looking for this forest of love, but we're ignoring the little saplings that are growing, and they're growing everywhere. So did you push this anger away less this time than last time? Did you forgive yourself if you did push it away? You know, did you forgive yourself quicker? If you had an argument and got angry with someone, did you apologize faster? And do we notice these things? If we're not able to or willing to notice these little signs of love, how can it? So for 30 days, you know, me and my 30 days, I've made myself write down these things in my journal to prove to myself it was happening. I was so busy looking for this big explosion, which did eventually come, you know, like we're talking about. But I was so busy looking for that, I wasn't literally looking right in front of me. It was a seeker again that was off running down the road looking for some end point where there'd be love. So
Okay.
you might be surprised at what's actually happening right in front of us. And yet we don't see it because we're sure it's not happening. If you do this for 30 days, you will be amazed. Amazed. Just how much love is emerging already. And the more attention you put on it, the faster it gets. Yeah.
One thing I did definitely recognize is that now I traveled from Canada to India to visit my family, and never experienced this before. They in the airport for a domestic flight, they told me that you randomly picked for a business class upgrade. I'm like, are you sure that's me? Like, can you please check again? And she's like, yes, ma'am, you're randomly selected. I was like, and I had options for breakfast, and I was like, oh, okay, university.
And you're sitting there and going, I
well.
like this. Oh, this is nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Helen. I will definitely.
How that's beautiful. And then there's things like that happening all the time. Not perhaps on such a big scale, but in a very small but everyday way that we notice as they happen, but then we forget.
Yes.
So it's like, what can I do to keep my attention on this?
Writing a gratitude journal, a journal would definitely help.
Specifically focused on love. Like, were you kinder to yourself or someone else? Did you forgive yourself? If your meditation was 20 minutes of restlessness and didn't feel very productive, did you just, okay, that's fine, instead of going into the relentless, why can't you still do this meditation thing? You're supposed to be dancing, not, you know. So that's going on all the time, but we forget. We forget those things. So if we can remember to remember them, your whole focus shifts then.
Thank you. As usual, you were awesome, and I really, really love you. Thank you so much.
As usual, you were awesome too. And let me know what happens at the end of 30 days, right? I'd love to hear.
I will. I'll start today. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, nice. We'll go to Helena, and then we'll leave it there for today, whenever you're ready.
Hi, Helen.
It's awesome, Helena. That's the word of the day.
Well, continuing with love. First of all, I just want to tell you how much I love you. And it's been a while since I have participated in the meditation today. It opened a dimension that's already there, but somehow the simplicity of it, of recognizing awareness as being love, just including everything. And I just wanted to share that I think by sharing now, it helps to make it more of the reality of it. That this awareness being love, being including everything. And I was thinking of being with a child, that they have all these different moments of everything, and you don't reject. It's just like you know, it is how it is, and including it. So anyways, thank you.
Thank you. I loved what you said there. So to me, attention is like one of those little toddlers. You're watching a toddler and there's toys all over the room. And they can't play with anyone for any length of time. They're just like over here. But you're just sitting there on a sofa watching, going, oh, that's nice. They're having a great time.
Yeah.
That is love, isn't it? Awareness is, for a long time, awareness, I know what awareness is. It's just awareness, you know. But then it unfolded something deeper. It's synonymous with love. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh, I love you so much.
Love you too.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, wonderful. We will leave it there for today. If anyone's inspired to do the 30 days focusing on love, I would love to hear the result of that when you finish. I know what the result will be, but I'd love to hear it. So yeah, wonderful. Thank you for being here with me today. And yes, carry on dancing, I guess. Thank you. Namaste.